Hello, everybody. Amy's here, and I know this Christmas week when we get the Christmas gift of getting Jay Kinder to join us on our EXP Weekly Live. We hope that you share this. If you're watching it later, awesome, share it, post it, because this is so much fun. Thank you so much for joining us. This is awesome. We have Andrew Bose, Colorado Springs, EXP Dynamo. I've got Monica DeRossell, #1 agent there in Cincinnati, Ohio, mover and shaker and team leader. And they have brought together with us Jay Kinder. He is former #2 for Coldwell Banker, 500 homes a year, motivational speaker, EXP Dynamo, and we get to do rapid fire, pick his brain. Welcome.
Wow, man, I'm excited to be here, man. I can feel the energy. You guys are.
You're a Christmas present for us today. Thanks, Jay.
Right.
You say you don't do Facebook Live unless it's going to be epic. So let's.
Right.
That's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure in this group. Let's start off, Jay, in your words, talk about your background a little bit, and and all the way up to EXP, and then I'm going to let them take it with you.
Yeah. So been in real estate since 1997. So I don't know what that is. That's 23 years or whatever. So long time in the game. Got in it like most people, just trying to figure it out. Learning how to get a customer was the biggest challenge, I think, and. I spent a lot of money going to every trainer that there was in the industry. I paid a ton of money. I traveled around the country over and over and over again. Money I didn't have. I mean, I remember my first coach, I had to give him 2 credit cards because I couldn't put it all on one. So I said, try this one. If that doesn't work, then split it up and put it on these 2. And so I've always invested in myself and really have found that most of my success came from the real estate agents that I met and collaborated with around the country. And that was because I had invested in going to these events and masterminds and that kind of stuff, and eventually figured it out. It was not a straight path to success for sure, but I figured out how to sell houses and figured out how to market and get a customer. And ultimately, like you had mentioned, my best few years, I think 4 years in the top 10 in the world for Coldwell Banker. Never #1. I had #2, but never #1. Which is funny because one of my mentors that I coached with was also #2 in the world for Coldwell Banker. So I guess you got to be careful who you choose as your coach. But, so it was great. Spent a lot of years. My dad had started that Coldwell Banker, and his exit strategy was to sell me the company. And I started doing the math on if I was to purchase it. And I'm from a small town, Lawton, Oklahoma. Average sale price is like nothing, $135,000. So you really can't afford to be paying out a bunch of money to a franchise if there's no value. And ultimately, at a certain point, I think most real estate agents realize that it doesn't matter what's on your sign, if it's balloons or if it's whatever is on your sign. It doesn't really matter. The customer is doing business with you because you manage the customer experience. And so I did the math, and I had to tell my dad I wasn't buying the company and I was going independent. Which what made it worse was I was literally in the building that was right next door to the Coldwell Banker. So he's literally me as his competitor now. And he was really cool about it. He understood. He said, I get it. The math doesn't make sense. He's like, I totally get it. And so we went independent. That was and at the same time we had started me and Michael Reese, my business partner, started a coaching and training organization back in 2006. And we're really focused on helping agents build successful businesses that gave you a life, right? Like I was tired of having to work weekends. When you're selling 500 homes a year, you get an offer every day. So you're on call like a doctor, and that just wasn't what the lifestyle that I wanted, and it wasn't what I was looking for. It wasn't what I expected. And so the story I tell about selling 500 homes a year today is like be careful what you set your goals of, because I spent 10 years climbing, this ladder of trying to sell 500 homes a year to realize my ladder was up against the wrong wall. I wasn't getting more free time freedom from that business. And I had a little bit more time freedom, but not what I was really after. And so, nobody was teaching people how to build a business. And so that's what we became passionate about, was really helping you build a business that's profitable, that you can step out of and have a life and have a lifestyle, and a business that works harder for you than you do for it. And that's what we've done since 2006. Mike and I, we coached many of the top agents in the world. We got to look under the hoods of all these businesses and really get an understanding of what's missing, what problems they run into, and how to overcome them, and how to really make tangible, done for you processes for how to fix those problems. And at most, when you're stuck, if you're at a certain level in your business and you're stuck, it's generally just 1 or 2 systems that are missing from your business, that if they were installed, that you would break through that next level. And so we just got real good at helping people identify and solve their problems. and that's what our passion has been. And then we at some point decided to start another brokerage and really take it to the next level, and started partnering with agents where we provided even more done for you services, the ads and running, and focusing on, we had a call center setting listing appointments for agents, and started really expanding all through Dallas, Atlanta, and Georgia, and started running into the challenges of trying to scale something like that. And that's when we ran across EXP. And looking at that platform, it was just, it was a beautiful thing. It was like seeing, it was like seeing a UFO. I mean, most people don't understand the business model. Like right now, people are listening right now that they think they understand the business model of EXP, and they most certainly don't. And that's, that's the business we're in now, is educating and informing of, people of what the real opportunity is, and what you probably quite haven't. And I was the same. I looked at it twice before I joined. The third time is when I finally actually really looked at it and understood the opportunity. It was just that much of a departure from, the old bricks and mortar model that, I didn't understand how disruptive it was. So once we did, it was kind of a no-brainer. And, we've been here for 3 years now and really enjoy being a part of this great company.
Wow. That's just, I hope anybody watching is going, oh my gosh, I want that. How inspiring and incredible that is. And I do love that you pointed out how much coaching was a part of your success and your growth, and now how much you're giving it back. Because a lot of people, they might take it and just hoard it, but you're giving back and pouring into so many lives and success stories. And I just think that is really, really powerful. I know that Andrew and Monica are excited to ask you questions because they're really growing fast and on the same mission that you're on. So I'm going to hand it over, you guys.
So I'm just going to shotgun questions, right? So when people say that rev share and is the same as profit share, and how do you respond to that? So that's question number one.
Yeah.
And then the stocks, right? So,
right.
What if our stock goes to zero, or it's not the same as being a principal owner? What are that, right? Because I get it all the time.
Yeah. So I got a few different points on that. So revenue share the same as profit share. I think everybody's probably watched Shark Tank before, right? So when you watch Shark Tank, there's every time you see all the sharks get out, but the only one is Kevin at the end, Mr. Wonderful, and he's always the one that you can see him. He's down there like this, just waiting. And he sees all the sharks get out, and then he makes an offer. And his offer, if anybody watches the show, this, is always a royalty deal. And the reason why Mr. Wonderful will do a royalty deal with just about anybody is because there's no risk in a royalty deal. And just FYI, it is moving day here at the Kinder household. So my kids are in here with a hula hoop, and looks like they're playing tag. So beware, that's probably an issue. Hey, y'all get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah.
Facebook Live, I don't blame them.
It's every house 2020. Don't worry, Jay.
This is definitely, they're just not listening. So, guys, I'm not playing. Kinley, I know y'all like it in here, but I'm busy. But I can tell that you're about to make Kinley cry. So go. Yeah, they're having a blast. Out.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. Oh no, you don't. Trust me.
Yes, I do. I do.
Close the doors. And so revenue share is a royalty. It's off the top. And so when you think about the business model of EXP, this is why it's disruptive. And I think a lot of people miss this. That the traditional brokerage model was you sell a region for $500,000 to one or many people. And then their job and opportunity was to go, and they may spend $500,000 on that. And their opportunity was to go sell franchises and help them recruit agents. So it's a recruiting model. Every brokerage we know of today is a recruiting model. And we all paid royalties, right? So we paid 4, 5, 6, 7%, and that goes up to the top. Well, what most people don't realize is they share that royalty with that regional owner. And so the regional owner, it helps them go build bricks and mortar offices and fill up that region with agents, and then they get royalties off of the money we pay off. So that's an off the top model for those folks. Now for us, we're paying in royalties into the company. And our perspective as agents has always been like, I'm paying these fees that never end. I don't have any opportunity. I don't own anything, so I don't have an exit strategy. And there's no real opportunity there. And then the training and really the training and support. The support may be okay, and you may love your broker. A lot of people do. Most people that leave and join us at EXP, they love their broker. That's the hardest part, is leaving the broker. But the training's missing too, right? Like, I had to spend all this money to go learn how to sell real estate. I didn't learn from within my bricks and mortar office. And why? Because those agents are never going to share with me the best things that were working, right? Even if if you were in my office, even though I'm an abundant kind of person, like, my very best thing that I'm doing, I'm probably not going to share that with the agents in my office, because you're still kind of my competitors. And so by creating a cloud-based brokerage where the support and the training is being delivered in a cloud-based application, there's no bricks and mortar, there's no need for a region or a territory. It was very disruptive, and that disrupted also the mechanism for growth. There's nobody that bought a region. There's nobody that bought a franchise. There's nobody that bought this opportunity to recruit agents. So Glenn was like, well, how are we going to grow this company? And he was noted as saying early on, he said, we're going to make the opportunity so big that the right people are going to leave their companies to come help us grow this one. And what he meant by that was he was going to take the same compensation model that was used in profit share at Keller Williams, which they were give Gary Keller credit. He was the first person to adopt the most aggressive compensation model in business that I know of, which is a network marketing compensation model that has leverage in it, from helping you build multiple layers of income, from bringing more people into the company, and those people who bring people, and those people who bring. It's a word of mouth marketing strategy is what it is. And he adopted that to real estate. Well, Glenn did the same thing, except for it's revenue share off the top. And so it's a knowable number. It's not well, what if there's no profit, which is what happens in a lot of Keller Williams. Some of them profit, some of them don't. And if there's no profit, there's no profit to share. So you can spend all your time recruiting and then never get any money for it. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to spend a lot of time on it if you don't know if you're going to ever make anything, right? And so most agents didn't really engage in recruiting other agents into the company real aggressively, because it wasn't a compensation that they could really know that was going to be there for them. And so this is just a similar opportunity. Only it's probably, in my mind, it's 5 to 6x more than what profit share was, and it's a knowable number. And so that's the big difference between revenue share and profit share. It's astronomical. The numbers they get really unbelievably large in terms of what you can earn at EXP. It's the kind of money people dream about. And if you don't believe me, then you need to listen twice as hard, because it's the real deal as far as opportunities go. And that's the rev share side. It's the reason I'm here. But Amy, you said something that really struck a chord with me. It's like, when I joined this company because I saw that I could make a greater impact on more people's lives, and I don't have to charge for that because I get paid on the back end. And so that was a huge deal for me. And it feels really good to wake up every day and know that I don't have to ask for somebody's credit card to do what I do on a daily basis. I'm truly just adding value to the group, that as much value as I possibly can, in as many ways as I possibly can. And that's what we wake up thinking about, because the opportunity was so big. If the opportunity wasn't that big, then we wouldn't be able to do that. And think about how brilliant that is for EXP. They've got people waking up every day thinking about how to add value to the agents, how to help them get more production, how to help them sell more, how to earn a passive income, how to take advantage of the stock opportunities. And so that's a pretty cool thing when you have people that can actually help you, that are in alignment, and they're now partnered with you to help you be successful, and you don't have to pay them. I mean, it's a pretty brilliant business model when you really start unpacking it and see what the real value is.
Jay, as we have many agents watching this live, give me one thing that pushed you over the edge to go to EXP. For everybody, it's a different thing. If you look back at your discernment process, what was it that you go, this is it? Yeah, so it's a great question. Everybody's kind of got a different reason for why they join, and it's kind of the thing I've had a lot of fun doing the last 3 years is literally, I think the first year, I looked at my schedule once, and I had 999 calls that entire year. So that was three-way calls, not scheduled calls. And then I was really thinking that was a lot of calls. And then I did the math. I was like, I do like 3 calls a day. I thought I worked really hard, but doesn't really that many calls. But I get to talk to a lot of people and understand their problems, right? When you listen to that many people and what their challenges are and what they're really interested in, it's a small percentage of them that join because of the revenue share. That's not the number one reason people join. And if it was, this wouldn't work, right? Like we have to sell real estate. We're getting revenue share off of real estate sales.
And so, it's really the challenge of where you're at in the business and how do I get to that next level. And as a coach, what I learned was people would come to me, but they would come to me at 25 transactions, and we wouldn't even sell anyone that wasn't doing 25 transactions because we didn't know if we could really actually help them, and they had enough money to implement the systems and technology that they were going to need in order to be successful. And that was a big challenge. They would come to us, and then they're doing a couple deals a month. They're kind of trying to get over that hump of learning how to spend money in marketing to acquire a customer, but they don't know where to spend it. They've tried Realtor.com, they tried Zillow, they tried all these things. People are selling them all these technologies they don't know how to implement. EXP gives you the technology that you need to implement. Then we provide the coaching, the what to do, and at no cost, and we help you with that. And so you can get into production much faster at EXP. If that wasn't true, then a lot of people wouldn't be able to join EXP, even though the math is usually better. Just right out of the gate, a 16,000 cap on an 80-20 split is probably better than what you're paying if you're doing any production, or if you aspire to do much more in production. And so those are some of the key things that I see the reason why agents are joining. For me, I understood that it was going to give me a platform to help more agents with solving that problem. That's what I saw, and that was the reason I joined. The revenue share opportunity is the reason I was here, because I knew that it was allow me to help more agents and make a greater impact without having to charge them. And that was, and then, the second thing we saw was there were systems and processes that we saw that could be put in place to help agents with agent attraction. And so we built systems around that to help them introduce people to this opportunity where they, can be educated and informed on partnering with us and what that might look like for them. And so those were the reasons that we joined. But it's different for every person. Some people join just because of the stock. I know people that have 7 figures of stock and they've been in the company 2 or 3 years. Wow. It's incredible. It really is. And they're making a tremendous number of people really wealthy outside of just the actual selling of real estate, which is, phenomenal.
Wow. I know everybody's like, okay, there you go, yeah. Mic drop. Yeah. I mean, that covers it. Jay, it's amazing. And I'm so excited about everything that I've seen with EXP and meeting all of you, so many incredible professionals. And Andrew and Monica have introduced me to so many people as well, so from a media coaching side and a hosting side. But I'm actually, my own son is joining the company the first of the year. I'm so impressed and so proud of what you guys are doing, that he's coming under your wings. And so thank you for sharing all of this, because it's a great resource for him and for everybody else, and anybody else saying that they're putting their kids in here saying, start this career now, don't wait. It's powerful. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Jay, to get people over the hump, they want to wait until 2021, or they go, I have 10 more closings to, what is the reason that people need to just shake it off and jump and join?
Yeah, so it's never a good time, right? So it's never a good time to make a jump, and that's is what makes it hard. I think if you look at the long term of what the opportunity is at EXP, you have to just you have to set a date, and you have to commit to it, and then you just have to work your deals around that. So the first thing you have to do is understand what your independent contractor agreement says, what you've already agreed to, what would happen if you did decide to leave, and so what the math is, and then you have to set a date, and then work around trying to, and we can all help with that too, with relationships we have and things of that nature. You've got clients that are wanting to list or wanting to buy. There's some solutions that we can provide to help with some of that in that interim. But yeah, you just got to set the date, and you got to move. You got to reverse engineer all the things you got to do to make that date happen and make the commitment. Nobody regrets it. The agents that join the company, they all say the same thing. I wish I'd have done it sooner. Every one of them, like you could go ask 10 agents and they'll all say the same thing. And so, you just got to make the move. It's worth it. And in every single way. And this sounds crazy. And I hate it, because a lot of times about every 10 people I talk to, someone will ask me, what do you not like about EXP? And it's a really good question when there's always something that you don't like, right? You always have something. But I just don't have anything. And I did for the longest time. It was the logo. Well, now they fixed the logo. And so I don't have anything I don't like about the company. So, so that's, it really is better. And I think it's kind of like, I don't remember the first time I ordered something from Amazon, but I certainly didn't know that I was going to have something on my doorstep every day from Amazon. I didn't know it. But, and I think once people get in and they start realizing how fast the communication is, how much access they have, and how you don't need to drive into an office to get answers to a question or a broker question. You don't need that. You don't need that. And they're a little bit afraid of well, am I going to be on an island? But then they get connected in to everybody in their state, everybody in their local area, and they start realizing, oh, I got more collaboration and more, easier communication back and forth than I did in my own real estate office. And you meet the ones that are out there helping, right? Shooting videos. Hey man, I'm running these ads. This is what's working for me. And you're like, holy cow, this is like really good stuff, right? And so like once you get on the inside and you start using it, you'll never go back to, go to the store to get your stuff instead of order from Amazon. You never would go back to driving to a real estate office again to get communication from agents and learn how to grow your business. It's just that much better. And that's what people experience when they join.
Collaborate. I love that you said that, because that's what I've seen the most with EXP. The collaboration is like nothing I've ever seen in real estate before. I've seen all the competitiveness and the different things that take place, and not once have I seen that with anybody in this company. Everybody is helping everybody. I mean, look, we do this live every week. It's Andrew and Monica, 2 different states, both EXP leaders, and we all come together and they collaborate and share resources and ideas and great information and helping each other and empowering everyone across the nation, and now even going globally with the amount of countries that you guys have just added. It's incredible. And right. I love the collaboration is such a huge thing that I've seen from my perspective, and I think it's fabulous.
Yeah, you can't really, I mean, when I go back and look at what I had done to be successful, it was collaboration. And that's such a word that some people, you don't get a lot of, bang with that word in collaboration. Like, it's really how I grew my business, and I had to spend a lot of money. I used to have a point over here because I used to have a lanyard tree that was all my lanyards from traveling to all these places, and then I had next to it I had a stack of room keys that was literally 2 stacks of room keys. It was this high. Like, I had to, in order for me to get in and around the people and meet the people that could actually make a big impact on me, mentor me, coach me, help me grow my business, I had to fly around the country and spend lots and lots of money to do that. And I'm seeing inside of EXP, it happens every day, and you don't have to leave your comfort of your own home. You
right.
literally get to collaborate with the top people in the world. And the secret sauce here is not that it's just cloud-based. It's the financial alignment piece. The culture in this company is, if the company does better, think about this. I think about this from my dad's perspective. Like, if my dad at Coldwell Banker would have said, hey, hey, I got a vision for this company and here's what we're going to do. I'd be like, yeah, all right. Does it affect my split, Dad? Okay, great. Good for your vision, right? Like, but if it was incongruent with me and what my vision was, then it was a problem for him, right? And so that's what most brokerages deal with. At EXP, everyone understands that the golden goose is EXP. What's best for EXP is what's best for the agents. Because why? We all have stock in EXP. And because we get revenue share from EXP and the agents that join. And so we finally have this financial alignment where the company comes first instead of the agent's individual needs comes first. And that has created the culture of what do we do to help each other? Because that if we help people not in our group, doesn't even matter. None of the it's there's a little competitiveness around groups and whose group you're in, but ultimately when people reach out and need help, we help them. Why? Because that's just the culture, right? People get in my calendar every single day. I don't know if they're in my group, somebody else's group, doesn't matter. I don't ask, don't care. If you have a problem and I can help you, I want to help you. And that's the culture that's been created, the collaboration that you see. And the reason it's so different is because of this financial alignment that we have with the company, and the company being successful means we all do better too. And so that's a little special sauce that no one has ever really, I've never seen before. And it really is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think we met just because I reached out. I don't affect you monetarily at all. And
right.
You've always
right.
got back to me, hopped on a call with us today. I don't even think you know whether or not I'm in your organization or not, but I'm not. But
I didn't even know. That's a perfect example, right? Like, it doesn't matter. If you do better, we all do better. And that's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about loyalty to the current brokers. I think that's one of the #1 objections we're hearing. I love my broker. I'm loyal to my broker. I've been with my broker for 20 years. What's your advice? How do we take it and deal with that?
Yeah, so I think everybody has had a broker. You probably wouldn't be where you're at, at a company if you didn't really respect and appreciate your broker. I think the question, that I have is that, are you going to buy them an Escalade this year because that's the equivalent of what you're doing? This is a business, right? Like you have a family to take care of, and you got a future that you have to think about. And either you're in a business where the vehicle is the best vehicle to build wealth for you and to build a future for yourself, or you're just staying comfortable and you're not making good business decisions. You're making decisions based on emotion, and at the end of the day, your broker doesn't, in most cases that I've had these conversations, they didn't make a difference in your business, in the growth of your business. They just were really nice, good human beings that you're happy that you can go to them when you have things that you have problems. And that's all good and great. But really, I think what you owe it to, if you really care for them, you owe it to them to show them this opportunity, and come over and bring them with them. And that's happened many times. I've had many agents that made the jump. I said, listen, you need to invite them to take a look at this. Tell them to poke holes in it because you're thinking of doing it. Because a lot of brokers, and this is crazy, but a lot of the brokers that are out there today have not watched and really studied and understand this business model. They kind of think they know what it is, especially in franchises, because there was some top-down stuff. I see things all the time. RE/MAX in Canada put out something the other day that was atrocious in terms of what as it relates to what's the true business model of EXP. It was a joke. It was so much incorrect information that a lot of RE/MAX brokers probably assume that stuff's correct, and so they put that out, so it must be true. And it's not. It's just not. It's not even close to accurate. So they need to do their homework, and if they do, because I feel like for the broker of an office, this solves their biggest problems. I mean, that was my reason I joined. Is this solved problems with losing your best agents? The broker's biggest problem of an office is agent attraction and agent retention. How do I attract talent? How do I keep them? And so, in this business model, you're a lot more likely to keep them. And so you have a better platform for which to have your independent office on. And so, if you love your broker that much, then you should join and make sure that they come with you.
Let's talk about your history with EXP. How big was your team? How fast did you grow? Did you add 1 agent a month, 2 agents, 10 agents?
That's a great question.
I missed it. It's over. You guys have all the agents.
It's crazy.
Over 4,000 now, right?
Yeah. So 4,500 agents now in the group, and it's what's crazy about it is like I share this math all the time because it's like, listen, guys, I'm not a great recruiter. Like I hated recruiting in the first place. What I am good at is relationships, and so that makes it a lot easier when you have relationships with people. But I essentially brought 2 to a little more than 2 agents, or a little less than 3 agents a month. I have 85 agents or something like that. I've been in it 3 years, so 36 months, so less than 3 agents a month. But that's it. That's not that many when you really think about it. And that turned into 4,500. And if you look at, there's a list of all the top, and just to put some numbers behind it, I can't share the exact. I can't show you what I'm making, but I can let you figure it out. And again, it's because we're not saying everybody's going to make this kind of money, but this was been my experience. And 200. So out of 4,500 agents last month, they closed a little over 2,000 something transactions, and 2,000 transactions. That's like 0.4 something transactions per agent, right? So it's like less than a half a transaction per agent. But that's 2,000 transactions. I made like $130 or $137 per transaction off of 2,000 transactions that I had literally nothing to do with. And that was creating, and that's.
All right, I'm doing the math.
Everyone should do the math if you haven't yet, but it's
that's not bad.
Right.
That's not bad. Can I show what that?
Puerto Rico on these numbers.
Pretty close. Yeah, it was 275, a little over 275, pretty close. And so like that sounds unbelievable for 1 month, right? But I'm just making a little bit off of the agents I'm helping join this company, and the agents that they help, and they help, and they help. And I'm by far not the person that's making the most. I know someone that's made 3 times as much as me in the last month. And I believe, and I believe this is true. I believe the person that will make the most money in revenue share hasn't even joined the company yet. And the reason for that is there's going to be 250,000 agents in North America that join this company, and they got to join under somebody. I only have a small percentage of the agents, right? Like, it's not, it sounds like, 4,000 is a lot, but it's really a very small percentage. I mean, I'm at 10 or 12% of the agents in the company, and all these other people have to join, and they're going to join under somebody. And so the opportunity is bigger now than it's ever been. We unlocked multiple countries. In fact, I was thinking, I was like, man, I don't know anybody in any other country. And then tonight I have a call at 6 o'clock with a 50 agent brokerage in Australia. And I have no idea how this happened, but somebody in my group knows somebody in Australia apparently. And so, so when we open up, Mexico, like we did, and there's 1 million agents, you may not know somebody in Mexico, but you have no idea who does know somebody in Mexico. And so, the opportunity really is bigger than it's ever been. And, it's pretty exciting when you think about it from that perspective. Is, this is a worthy place to be spending your time, effort, and energy. Everything I've ever done has, the component of, when I would sell 50 homes in a month, it starts over. I got to do it again the next month. There was no shelf life to that long, hard month that you would sell that many houses. And the same thing in even in the coaching business model or residual income from that, you have a churn rate of churn where, people stop paying you for coaching at a certain point. And, that has a ceiling, in that model. And when you're a part of something that has leverage where you're getting paid from other people's efforts in your group, it really is a financial opportunity of a lifetime. And anyone who's got any influence or has relationship capital that's built up, or that just understands that you could go out and have conversations and build something that pays you that kind of residual income, you're crazy if you're not an EXP. You're crazy, nuts.
I think they should sell them all, right?
Right. It's funny. I believe everyone's going to join us at EXP. It's just a matter of time. Either you just haven't looked at it, or that's the thing, is most people just don't understand the business model. Right. And it's either that, or you do understand the business model and you're just not hungry. You don't want for more. You're comfortable. You're coasting, or that's the case. But if you're hungry, and you're humble, and you realize that, people can help you build something bigger than you have currently, and you don't let your ego get in the way, which is easy to do. And, open up the gate of the mind, take a look at it is what I would say.
Well, change is hard for people.
Yeah.
2020 was hard on people too, right? I don't know. I had my best year. So I think it's just like an excuse, right? Oh, change is hard, or I'm comfortable, or whatever. Right. 2020 was hard, but this is only my second year in real estate, and I got through all that crap. So
right. Yeah, change isn't that hard, really. In all truth, it's you gotta be truthful to yourself. Are you on a path that you feel like that's getting you to your goals, and are you clear about that path? And if not, you got to find that clarity. And who's helping you with that? Who do you lean on for that? And if you're not seeking out, trying to find the people that can help you get there faster, then you're going to miss a lot of opportunity.
Good stuff. This is just so amazing. We can't thank you enough for your insight and your passion for this, and how you delivered this message for everybody today. I think you answered a lot of questions for a lot of people. Hopefully they're going to reach out. The numbers are below. You guys can reach Andrew and Monica, and I'm sure that you can get to Jay at some point, and let him finish his move first, though.
Give me a couple weeks.
Give him a couple weeks to get settled. Yeah. But just fantastic. Andrew, Monica, you guys have any last thoughts?
No, you pretty much.
We're blessed to have you on the Zoom. So thank you for taking time from a busy schedule, especially during this Christmas season and packing and everything else you're doing.
Right. Absolutely. It's my pleasure, guys. Appreciate it. I would say anybody who's looking, been watching and listening to these guys, reach out to them and ask questions. They can help you with, the next steps and all that good stuff. So make sure you do that.
Fabulous treat today. Thank you so much, Jay. Andrew, Monica, as always, love doing this with you, and just wish you guys a wonderful, fabulous week this week. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Jay.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.